So as I recall in my reading when I went back, because as you know, I did review Motion Carries. That's the first Emerald
Right.
City
Yeah.
Council album from early 2024.
Hmm.
And I
Right.
read that it was Casey McPherson from Flying Colors who encouraged you to make
Hmm.
this a legitimate band. So how did that come
Right.
about?
Okay. Well, so during COVID, um, a lot of musicians just, I mean, what did they have to do, right?
Hmm.
They couldn't go out and tour, right? They weren't playing gigs. So, we're talking 2020, and so it was March of 2020 when all of that came down. And, I was stuck home. We actually just shifted everything. I was at Arkansas State University, BB, where I'd been teaching for 18 years.
Hmm.
I just retired there a couple of months ago. I'm about to start another position.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about your
But
new day
anyway,
job too.
so yeah, yeah, we'll get into that. But anyway, so we shifted everything to online teaching, which is, not easy to do for
Right.
teaching saxophone lessons and stuff like that. But we did it and we made it work. And so around May of that year, the guys in Flying Colors offered a 4-day seminar in music production. Casey did one day by himself, then Neil and Mike did a day, and then Steve and Dave did a day, and then the last day it was all five of them writing a song together, and you
Okay.
could go and do that. And so I thought, well, I'm stuck home. We got nothing else to do. I'd kind of like to hear what they do. This could be awesome. So I signed up for it, and it was great. It was awesome. And so I guess it was about 3 or 4 months after that. This was right after Noah and I kind of started feeling things out of us working together and trying to decide to do something. Casey had offered to do just to the people who signed up for that. He was offering like weekly lessons via Zoom to talk about music production, songwriting, whatever you want to talk about. And my wife actually was, as I say, my wife who is a lot smarter than me, and
I've
is also a big Flying
got
Color,
one of
and
those
is
too.
also a big Flying Colors fan. Yes, and she will link it because I say this. She'll link this video to everybody she knows. But no, she really is. She really is. And I had worked in a recording studio for 9 years, and when Noah and I started working together, he lives in Nashville, so we're about 5.5 hours apart, give or take.
Right.
And then Jeremy came back up, and he's in Ohio, so about 10 hours away. And so I had done numerous projects, the old Alliance project that I recorded back in the 80s with Jeremy, and numerous other demos and things like that I've written over the years. But it's always been me with a group of people in the same room. And so now I suddenly had to navigate how do you record a project when everyone is working in different spaces remotely. And so my wife said, "Well, Casey does that all the time. You should get with him, and he would really probably help you navigate that." And he did. And so about the time, I guess this was probably we really didn't make any real headway in anything or make any real progress until after Jake got on board, and probably about midway through 2021, we finished the album in 2023. And so, but when Casey started hearing the first bit of it, his response was, "You guys have some real synergy going on, and there's a lot of people out there that are just recording projects, and they're paying
Hmm.
Jordan Rudess however much money to be on their album or whatever, or they're getting
Yeah.
Todd Zuckerman to play, but they're not going to go out and play that stuff live with them and everything. You guys need to form the core nucleus of a band and become a real band and try to do something." And so I ran it past all the guys, and they all said, "That's great. We would love to do it. Let's make it work." So he was really the one who said, "Don't just record an album." And because originally this was just going to be an album for me. I mean, I really thought 50 people were ever going to hear this album. I didn't know it was going to erupt to this, but a big part of that was Noah, Jake, and Jeremy and Seth all
Hmm.
coming on board, and which really elevated the project to another level. And so we decided very early on that we didn't want to just keep cranking out music for the sake of that we wanted to actually become a live band. And
Hmm.
it took us a while to do, but we finally have done that. So
As we can see in the video that was just released to
yeah,
YouTube
yes,
recently. So we're
yes,
going to be talking about
absolutely.
that a little bit more too.